Five in the building over there. Hit the
Hey
mic.
you, I'm Chan 5, and shout out to the Source Talk podcast. You already know what it is. Let's go.
Yes, top of the evening. Happy Throwback Thursday. This is the news by Shanewz. Motion Talk Chronicles, Motion Sickness. Now, if y'all been rocking out with me, I've been giving y'all the streams all day. But as you can see, we are now here in the space. Yes, we are here in the space, and we are going to turn up for y'all tonight. This is, like I said, the Motion Sickness Chronicles Source Experience, man. Shout out to everybody on the back side over here, George and Daniel. Everybody else, hit that like button, man. Run those likes up, man. Make sure you run the likes up, right? This is a topic by request night. It's about music. Then, now, music gets me high. That's what I put on this one. But the live stream is about music and the effects that music has on people's lives, right? And the reason why I want to, no, you can't be a moderator. You haven't been over here long enough. Don't even know like that. Sorry. But I brought this topic up because I asked somebody. I was like, yo, what's a good topic? And they was like, music and the effects that music has on people. And I was like, that's a great topic. Because now you see with a lot of the young boys, the YNs as they call them, right? They are into the drill music. And when a lot of the YNs put in work, they be like, yo, I'm on demon time. Doesn't the music affect that? Because a lot of these young boys, they go out on missions or drills, and they be like, yo, I was on demon time. And the music. Right? Remember when rap first came out, it was like, we're talking music tonight. So when rap first came out, you had like Sugar Hill Gang, right? Then it kind of, went over to like Kumo D and Curtis Blow, right? Then we got gangster rap. Remember gangster rap? Still got gangster rap, but it was gangster rap, NWA. And then it kind of transformed over to, remember, Public Enemy, Conscious. It goes through different stages, right? But the new age now, right? The youngins, they be on demon time. They drill rap, right? We're going to talk about all different type of genres of music. But I really wanted to discuss this drill rap. Because these boys that go on a mission and they be like, yo, I was on demon time. We got 8 in the building. Run the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up. Appreciate the likes. We're just talking about a little bit of music, right? I don't think I posted the thumbnail. I don't think I posted the thumbnail because I got distracted. I got Coach Reen in here with me tonight, but I think she's running around somewhere, right? And she kind of distracted me because I wanted to get the thumbnail up, but unfortunately I didn't. But feel free to comment, right? George, you're in the back over here. Appreciate the 2 likes on the behind the scenes, right? We rocking and rolling. Look, I got the behind the scenes rocking. Show y'all how we move. It's 7 of y'all over here, a couple of y'all over here. We got the behind the scenes rocking as well. If you're watching, right, feedback is a must, right? What type of music do y'all listen to? What genre? One thing about me, I'm universal. I can rock out with the heavy metal, right? I can rock out with the rock, the roll, all of that, right? Now, heavy metal, like Metallica and Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, those type of guys, right? I'm great. I'm great. See, I grew up around a lot of those the guys that used to listen to those guys, and I always was a hip hop, soul, R&B type of dude, right? But I listened to that music and that genre of music, right? We got some guys over here in the behind the scenes going in. Moderators, get them up out of here. If they get a little goofy, get them up out of here, right? But there's a particular song, right, that Red Hot Chili Peppers sung, right? And it was about LA, right? The city of angels, right? It was about a drug, like being on drugs, right? A lot of the songs, um, old and young, right? Music artists, the writers especially, the producers, but mostly the writers, the people that wrote the songs. Sometimes a lot of the songwriters or the singers, right? And they be going through different stages in their life, whether depression and different things. And the song, I was just in the store and I was talking to this guy that had came on in the deli. And I was like, yo, that's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Older guy. I think he might have been a little older than me. And he was like, this song is about uh, being on drugs and living in the streets underneath the bridge, right? And he was kind of, like I said, I think he might have been a little older than me. And he was very well traveled. And he was speaking on that, being at like Grateful Dead concerts and stuff. Oh, you on this side too? I appreciate you. I see you on both streams. How you doing? And you know, the particular verse in the song came on where he goes, "The city I live in, the city of angels." Right? He's talking about LA, right? LA is a demonic city. He says, "You look like Lil Wayne." I look like Lil Wayne? Damn. That's a first. Well, I never heard that one before. But yeah, so music gets you high, right? We can go all the way back to the Temptations, David Ruffins. These guys, now David Ruffins was a fiend. Yeah, I know that. Rest in peace of David Ruffins, one of the great singers. The old singers from that generation, they was on that Blue Magic, right? Now, was that a common thing with musicians, right? Um, Being on drugs and getting high and stuff, right? Rest in peace to Old Dirty Bastard. Old Dirty Bastard, musical genius. But he OD'd on drugs. A lot of these guys OD on drugs. What is it about the music? And that's why I titled this tonight, Music Gets Me High. What is it, right? Even with the YNs, these young guys, they be on all kind of psychedelics and, different drugs, right? Is that why they hear the certain sounds and that they hear? He says some of the greatest made some good music on something. They did. That's what I wanted to touch on tonight. Thank you. Thank you for your comment, Cleveland Grant. They did. And a lot of them OD. Like, rest in peace to Old Dirty Bastard. He OD'd. But he was a musical genius. A musical genius, man. Right? He was a musical genius. And yes, Jimi Hendrix. A lot of these guys, man. Kurt Cobain, Teen Spirit, right? Teen Spirit, man. What do I think about Eminem? Great question. Yo, now I'm doing a couple of different live streams, so I like Eminem. Eminem changed the game, and literally changed the game, because Eminem did his thing, and he also signed Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. So he changed the game. I like Eminem. And he changed the game because, remember, They was trying to keep 50 cents out of the game. He was being blackballed. The gatekeepers were definitely keeping him out. They was definitely keeping him out. He said, "Yes, I like Kurt." Kurt Cobain was the man. Teen Spirit. See how I know a lot of different music, right? Shout out to all my War Eagles, man. If the War Eagles that you fly in and you catch this live stream, feel free to tap in, man. Don't listen. I say this respectfully. Don't get in the bushes, man. We're growing the brand. We are growing the brand. He also protected 50. I agree. I agree. I agree. Look, I'm working both sides of the board tonight, yeah. He said, "Yes, man, I'm sorry for him." Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Yeah, Kurt Cobain committed suicide. He was another one, great musician, addicted to drugs, though. What do you think? Both sides can feel free to answer this. Greetings from Russia. I'm great. I'm great. I'm feeling good, going through some things, but I'm here, you know, perfecting the source experience, man. And this is a music topic tonight, so it's open. And I think anytime you talk about music, music is a universal language, right? It's a universal language. But greetings from Russia. Thank you. Smash the like button from Russia. Russia, we are international. He said 50 was protected by Eminem. Salute to the War Eagle General in the building, Gumbo. But a lot of musicians, right? Yes, Eminem did protect him. Eminem, Dr. Dre, and those guys. A lot of the musicians are on drugs from the 50s, 60s, 70s, right? Up until the to present time now. You said I have some mental issues with Kurt. Okay. Mental. I had same mental issues with Kurt and I could feel him. All right. Irene. Okay. But why do you think these guys be on drugs? Right? Why? You know? They be on drugs, man, the musicians. Right? They all be on different drugs, man. Same sick, same pills. Yeah, they be on all type of stuff. Remember the young boy that just died maybe a couple years ago in Florida? He was on heavy pills and different things, man. They say that the music industry, right, is controlled by the devil, right? The devil gives you what you need, right? Right? The devil, right? A lot of these guys they be raging alcoholics, drug addicted, but they be brilliant musicians. Why is that? Do you think it's the drugs and alcohol that helps them to create? Put it in the comments. Now they saying Jay-Z's on the run. I don't know, Gumbo. I didn't look into that. I doubt Jay-Z's on the run. He's too famous. That doesn't even sound right. That just sounds like somebody's trying to get clicks on YouTube. Right? As famous as Jay-Z is, he can't be on the run, right? And as rich as he is, right? Jay has a lot of money, right? He said, but I can understand you and you're right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel, man. We got a nice, healthy catalog and we're growing. He said, here's one off topic. Michael Seymour Hoffman. I don't know who that is. I gotta look him up. Big Stack in the building. What's going on? Right? We're talking about music and artists and the drugs that make them those artists. Yo, Old Dirty Bastard. I just watched his documentary maybe a week or two ago. But he was brilliant. But he, like, yo, man, he was this drug dope fiend out, man. And it killed him. It killed him, right? It killed him. But that's what the musicians go through, man. He said, "Why do you have yellow eyes?" I don't think my eyes are yellow. Look, are they yellow? Nah, see? They're not yellow. They just look yellow, right? Look, they look yellow. They're not yellow. But hopefully you hit the like button. You came over here trolling. Actor Mission Impossible 3, the bad guy. Oh, I'm not familiar with him. Sorry. I don't know who that is. I never watched Mission Impossible 3. Right? Never watched it. I don't know English well. Oh, damn. We really getting international. You don't know English well, but you've been in here rocking, keeping the chat alive, man. Thank you so much. We're just talking a little bit of music. Where are you from, Irene? Irene says she doesn't know English well. Big King, New Jersey. Peace and love, brother. Wishing you good health. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Now, I want to touch on it, being that this is Black History Month, right? February is Black History Month. Little Richard, right? Who many say was the originator of rock and roll. Elvis Presley gets the credit, but it was Little Richard. Yeah, remember Little Richard? A wop wop, a loo wop, a wop, bam, boo, tutti frutti. Now look. Now some say he was tutti frutti, right? What's up with that too in the music industry, man? A lot of these guys be, they be you know how that goes. What's up with that, man? Is that a music industry thing? Do you have to be one of those boys to be down with the music industry? Put it in the comments if you know, man. Put it in the comments, right? Just put it in the comments if you know, right? Put it in the comments if you know. Do these guys, right? The music industry, right? Well, entertainment period. They say that a lot of these guys, it's all type of rituals, right? It's all type of rituals that you go through in the music industry. Now, do you think that contributes to some of these guys getting turned out on these drugs because they do things where they lose their soul, right? They say they sell their soul to be famous. You ever watched the movie "Oh God, You Devil" with Billy Wayne? Yo, Billy Wayne was a singer-songwriter, but he could not make a hit. And George Burns is the devil in the movie, right? That's his character, is the devil. And Billy Wayne sells his soul to him. And overnight, like this, he just becomes this rock star, right? He had a 7-year run. Remember, that's what they say about the music industry. Guys have 7-year runs, and then it's over. Billy Wayne. Look it up, man. Oh God, You Devil. Great movie. Great movie. Right? Sleeping. What you said, sleeping with each other to get ahead. Yeah, I think so, Cleveland. They do some things like that. Bro, please open Catalina 3. This is a Turkish rap, and I think you're going to like it. Please just listen. I'll give it a listen later. I can't give it a listen on the live, man. My live is on right now. You want me to get a copyright strike? But I'll definitely check it out, Irene. I'll definitely check it out, man. I'll definitely check that out, man. Yeah, Irene over here in the behind the scenes, right? She wants me to play some music. I can't play the music, Irene. I can't play the music. Right? I can't play the music. But I think the music now, and I was saying this to somebody, right? I said this is all the same. It's just that the young guys now are into the drill scene. That's their thing, right? They go on their missions. But if you pay attention to how we was just breaking it down, they're no different from any genre. They were all on drugs. They all seemingly sold their souls, right? This is what they did, right? They sold their soul. They were on drugs. They got high. They worshiped the devil, right? Remember, they used to say that heavy metal, right? Heavy metal, heavy metal was the devil's music. Remember, that was the devil's music. Bro, you're on two channels. Yeah, I'm rocking and rolling, Cleveland. That's what I do, man. I'm a streamer. Yo, Cleveland, I'm a streamer. This is the behind the scenes views to show people my setup, my studio setup. Yeah, Cleveland, you like that? Did you smash the like button on both of them? Just hit the like button, man. You could also donate to the channel, drop gifts, cash apps, all the good stuff, man. But yeah, do you think that, like I said, drugs plays a major role in the music, right? Now, remember, a lot of the rappers, right? What did they do? They smoke, they drink, right? They still do that to this day, right? Yeah, I never got that, right? And I think that kind of like watered the hip hop down, right? Guys used to want to go, but I didn't care because I used to make a lot of money. But these guys would want to sit in the studio all night, smoke mad weed and drink, and then jump in the booth and record. Have the booth, I mean, have the studio booked for hours to sit around and smoke and get high and drunk and then rap. To me, it was like, yeah, you guys are wasting money, right? It doesn't, and you're not even in the studio that long, right? But that's music, right? He said drugs play a major part of every part of music they do. It's just a different type of drugs, right? It used to be acid. But yo, some of these guys were freebasing, man. Old Dirty Bastard used to freebase, smoke woolies and shit, man. A lot of rappers, they was, heavy metal guys, cocaine addicts, right? The older guys, they was on blue magic, that dope, heroin, right? Man, I gotta thank this person, man. They're upset with me, man. He said drugs plays a major part of every part of music. It do. It does. It does. But why do you think like some of and put it in the comments, right? Why do you think like some of the greatest musicians they always OD though, man? They always OD. He said drugs mellows you out, gets you in a good vibe and feeling. But why do a lot of these guys OD? Some of like the greatest musicians, they OD'd, man. Why do you think that is? Do you think, like I said, they say in the music industry, you sell your soul to the devil, man? Do you think that's why these guys eventually OD like that? They sell their soul because they do some things, man. Right? They all some of like the greatest musicians. They OD'd, man. Why do you think that is, man? Why do you think that is? Right? Somebody hit me up right now on IG. Yes, the interim world title. Your body can only handle so much. Mike and Prince, yes. Well, Prince, yeah, they didn't. You think Prince OD? Do you think he OD'd? Whitney Houston OD'd, they said. She got a bad batch, right? Whitney Houston, another great, man. Drugs, right? And look, Bobby Brown is still here. Bobby is no spring chicken. He's no innocent player, but he's still here. They say that they OD, but it's funny how Prince got his masters, even Mike, and then they died. Yeah, well, you know how that goes, Gumbo. Like I said, when you sell your soul to the devil, right? Remember those guys had some of the longest. Um, they had some of the longest careers. They had some of the longest careers and biggest catalogs. And remember, Mike owned the Beatles catalog. Remember, he bought the Beatles catalog, Michael Jackson. So how much was he actually worth? Right? Because remember him and his boy, Paul McCartney, they had beef. Paul McCartney was upset that Michael owned his music. He owned his music. But great insight right there, Gumbo. Thank you for that. Great insight. Great insight, man. See, these dudes is calling, they're not calling about nothing. So that's why I keep hitting the what's the name on them. See, yeah, the motion is too much now. The motion is too much. He said Paul broke friendship behind that. Yes, he did. But I think it was deeper than that. Michael owns his music. A black man from Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana is the hood. He owned the Beatles catalog. That was real hard to stomach for Paul McCartney. Remember, they had a banging song. The girl is mine. Michael. Remember that? That was the bad song, right? The girl is mine. Right? Yeah, they took Prince out too, man. They took Prince out because Prince was telling, right? Prince was telling, man. Prince was telling, man. Shout out to the War Eagles, man. Where are the War Eagles at, man? You know, salute to all the War Eagles, man. Look, we showing our range tonight, y'all. And I want to say, take a quick break and thank everybody that's new over here, that's in the chat, whether you are behind the scenes over here or you over here. I just want to say thank you for being a part of the experience, the growth, right? You know, um, yeah, but we working, man. We are definitely working, right? But the music industry is a wicked industry, and the reason why I'm speaking on that because I feel like the industry that I'm in right now is like the music industry. You see how I'm tying this in? Boxing has turned into it. And I seen it coming a long time ago. That is why I really started to fall back, especially from being media. Right? I really fell back. I got out the way. I did. If you pay attention, right? I I used to be so um whenever there was fights, I would have been at all the fights. I used to be at all the fights, Jersey, Philly. I've been to a lot of fights in Philly, Atlantic City, all the fights in New York. And I started to see the transition in it. And I'm like, damn, it's turned into the music industry, right? Because to me, the music industry been like this where, and I say this respectfully, is CB4. You understand what I mean by CB4? Like a lot of these guys, they're in the music industry, like their personality or their, I want a character. Fuck it. Let's just call it what it is. Their character. They may be like a gangster rapper, rapping about shooting, killings, and all this shit. But that's just the facade. It's a mask. It's a mask. Boxing has turned into that, man. And they infiltrated it. They have infiltrated it. He said pretending. Yes, facts. Gumbo said Prince started talking about chemtrails. Prince was talking about a lot. Prince was trying to show people how to own their masters and their publishing. And, you can't, when you do certain things, man, you see, they quiet him quick. They quieted the Prince quick, right? It is what it is. They quieted him quick. Cleveland said pretending. Yeah, that's a good word to use. But this was a good live stream tonight, man. I'm gonna start doing more just topics like this, man. He said, yo, Skipper was mad smart. Sam Cooke. Yeah, they took Sam Cooke out. Sam Cooke goes back to the old days, man. The Sam Cooke era, he got taken out because he was almost like he was educating the people, right? And they took him out, man. They took him out, man. That's what music entertainment, right? For those that don't know, right? It's controlled, man. Right? And all this is controlled. Like this right here, podcasting, right? And I remember having this conversation with somebody that I always knew wanted to be like me, right? But they have no clue what it takes to do the things. That's why I try to show it now, right? They thought they could just sit online, get a computer, and they was gonna go viral, right? I'm like, yo, you probably could, but you already sold your soul. You sold your soul so low on the totem pole that you're never going nowhere. Anybody can go viral. That's why they don't like me, because I always talk about the deals. What deal are you going to take? He said the boxer Sonny Liston. Yo, the boxer Sonny Liston, he was running with the mob. He was an enforcer. That's a whole nother. Yo, maybe I'll do one on that. Because the real character in the Goodfella movie, the black dude that gets killed, the one Samuel Jackson played. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank right now. Maybe one of y'all know it. Maybe I'll do a live stream on that and Sonny Liston, because that dude was an actual boxer that sparred with Muhammad Ali, fought pro fights. He was a heavyweight, but he messed up that job in Goodfellas. That some of those characters are the true characters, right? But maybe I'll do when I do a Sonny Liston, I'll talk about that too. I'll talk about that. But thank you for that insight as well too. I don't have my notes here. Normally, I come here to the desk. I have notes and different things, right? But I didn't have it tonight. I can go get it right now, but do you guys mind if I go get my notes? Right, because I do got my pencil on me, but I didn't look. See, I don't have my papers. I left the papers over there at the desk, because that's what I do. I jot down my notes. He said he refused to get up. Who, Sonny? You talking about Sonny and the boxer? Oh, you think that fight was fixed? I don't think that fight was fixed, man. Because we got to remember Sonny Liston tried to blind Ali. Remember he did the shit with yo, give it to me now. And he got in Ali's eye. But Ali was special, man. Ali weathered the storm, and then Ali just, got to whooping that ass, man. Got to whooping that ass, man. Now the rematch, who knows? I don't know. But the first fight, nah, he couldn't fuck with Ali, man. And the second fight, probably the same thing. Because, once a man whoops you and you try to cheat him, it is what it is, man. Right? It is what it is, man. But I'm glad you guys vibed out with me over here. Look, I'm gonna end the behind the scenes one, right? Just show y'all my setup, man. My setup is nice now, right? Look, my setup is nice now, right? I appreciate the 5 likes and the behind the views, right? Thank y'all for pulling up. I'm gonna end this one. Just come over to the StreamYard, y'all. Pull up on the StreamYard. Pull up on StreamYard. Oh man, 79, right? Pull up over here now, right? Right. All right. So I ended the behind the scene views, right? Now, I'm going to try to pull up some of this music real quick. I didn't want to do it over there, right? This is what, before we close out, right? This is what I wanted to pull up. Right here. This is the grand finale, y'all. I want y'all to see this. Look, this is what I did. We're going to close out in style, y'all. Look, I want y'all to see this. This is all I did right here, right? Screen share, right? I want y'all to see this Google search that I'm doing. Notable musicians that died from drugs. Look what comes up. Look what comes up, y'all. Look. Look. This is 14. 14 musicians who have overdosed, right? We're going to close that. 14 musicians who have died from overdose. And I want y'all to follow this, man. How many of these guys did we just talk about? All right, pay attention to this. For those that's still over here rocking with the live stream, right? Right? We talked about a lot of these people. I bet you, before we go through the list, I bet you more than 5. I'm gonna say 5. I might even go with 6. We probably mentioned, right? Michael Jackson, we definitely mentioned him, right? Prince, we definitely mentioned him. Oh, we forgot about Mac Miller. Mac Miller. Look, Amy Winehouse. That's 2 we did not mention. Juice WRLD. I talked about Juice WRLD. I just didn't say his name. Remember? I was like the youngin' from Florida. Juice WRLD. Look, Tom Petty. We did not mention him. So that's 3. We mentioned 3 we did not. Right? DMX. How did I miss X? I said ODB. Jimi Hendrix. We talked about Jimmy. Whitney Houston. Look, bong bong, right? Janis Joplin. I think somebody put that in the chat. Somebody did put that in the chat with Hendrix, right? Jim Morrison. We did not mention Old Dirty Bastard. We mentioned him. So how many is that? One, right? Two, three, four, five, 6, 7. So we are at 50% already. Well over 50%, man. 50%. Elvis Presley. We talked about Elvis. So look, we went over 50%. And DD, no, we did not mention this one. But when I did a hard Google search of entertainers, musicians that overdosed on drugs, we got 8 out of the 14 in the discussion that we just had. 8 out of the 14. And that's not even all of them. So music and drugs basically go hand to hand. They go hand in hand, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this live stream tonight. It was a little different, man. It's a little different, just showing the range, man. Just showing the range, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hopefully, y'all, like I said, y'all enjoyed the content, man. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, right? You know, we got to switch it up, man, because, like I said, the crow crab community, you guys stay in the bushes too much. This was another live stream that I did exposing that, right? I want to shout out to Cleveland and many that was over here on the behind the scenes. Irene, right? Who else? Austin, of course, War Eagle, General, Gumbo Sauce. But the real, of this was to expose the fact that, hey, right now, I might leave and go to the gym, the boxing gym. There is a whole community that's online probably right now. Let me look. Let me look. Because I said I was going to comment on some of these guys' stuff. Let me see if this guy is live right now. And I'll comment. I want to see who's on live right now talking boxing. Look, there's one. How many is on live right now with the boxing? Look at all these content creators going live with the boxing. 2, 3, 4. All these boxing live streams, right? Let me jump over here on this one. I like this guy. Right? There's a lot of people talking boxing right now. All right, I just put it in the chat real quick that Jihad Tucker is fighting for the IBF, right? Interim belt.
Supposed to lock in an interview with him a while ago, like he was first getting started.
Salute to Just Do Boxing.
Make it happen because I definitely rock with him, man. Josh fight for the IBF middleweight world title. Keep Thurman from door undercard. Yes, go against Hernandez. Shout out to Shanewz, man. Jahad Tucker, shout out to him and Pops, man. I rock with him, man. But look, James Tony says record, man. 6 rate by 6 rate.
See, Just Do Boxing is official. See that? Just Do Boxing is official. He announced it, see? He announced it. Shout out to Just Do Boxing, right? Now, I did that earlier in another live stream, and I showed you. I see the difference between authentic energy and fake energy, right? These other dudes sit online, they talk boxing all day, they were fake energy.
Punches, but
right? Shout out to Just Do Boxing, right? Now I'm going to do it in another one. And then we're going to wrap this up, man. I'm going to run to the gym, right? I'm going to run to the gym, yeah. Right? I'm going to do another one. Hold on. Right? But hopefully you guys caught and enjoyed this source content, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. You know, you do have options. This is the Source Experience, Marketing Management Media, Shanewz Boxing LLC. I holla.
Hey, you. I'm Chan 5, and shout out to the Source Talk podcast. You already know what it is. Let's go.